You certainly have lived a varied life. I mean, from minks and mink farming and raising minks to refrigeration to grocery stores to
diversified.
Judy, you've been very diversified.
Yeah. And I've enjoyed my association with the city too.
Yeah.
I've served on all the committees, you know, and I served on council for 4 years with this grand old person I mentioned, and then later on, someone said, "Why don't you get interested in the county?" So I ran for county commissioner, and I served 7 years there. And then after a few years, I ran for the mayor's job. And that happened to be the year when the city started their charter. And so Sam Supernall was mayor, and he was in the interim period there. And so when I got there, they had hired a new manager, and he stayed 3 years, and I was there 3 years. And so I had this Michigan State graduate, 29 years old, had served enough to really get his feet wet elsewhere, and just full of energy. And nothing could have happened to me any better than that. And we had problems. And when he got to the end of his, whatever he could do, that he thought that was all he could do, he would call me in the office, which is a place you don't go in unless you're invited. Yeah. If you're mayor, and the charter specifies it. You don't interfere with the city management, and you know. But if asked, then that's different. Yeah. So he got to asking me to go with him to meetings in Lansing and things of this nature, and I really enjoyed that. See, we have electrical system here, and we also had meetings down in Lansing on that too. So we'd combine 2 or 3 things, and he was great at writing grants, and we'd take some of the papers where we'd applied for grants and the blueprints and underarm, and away we'd go, and we'd call on that particular grant person in Lansing and save him a lot of time and get right up on the head of the list. And,
good for you.
You know, we planted grass at Mount McSabe. There was an example, $50,000 worth of labor mostly to get grass to grow to stop the sand from moving 10 feet per year. And yeah, and if you look at that, it's a beautiful green spot there. Yeah. We had to water it and do all that. Each stem of grass was planted one at a time.
Wow.
And you know, by some of this programs the state had, and we combined that with federal programs.
What years were you mayor, Ken?
Let's see, that was 81, 2, and 3.
Okay.
Yeah, the first term was a 1-year term, and then they changed it that year, voted to change it to 2 years. So the next time I ran, I spent 2 years. And